April 14th, 2024. Western Iran. Inside a dimly lit radar command room outside Kermanshah, the glow of green radar screens washes across the faces of young Iranian air defense operators. Outside, the night is calm. Cool mountain air drifts across the Zagros foothills. Trucks carrying S-300 launchers sit quietly on their pads. Radar arrays sweep the sky with slow mechanical rotations. For weeks, Iranian commanders had insisted their defenses were ready. They spoke confidently on state television, boasting that any intruder would be detected long before reaching Iranian skies. The operators believe it too. On the main display, thin green lines sweep across the circular radar scope. The system is designed to detect anything: fighters, drones, cruise missiles, hundreds of kilometers away. Nothing unusual appears. Then a junior technician leans forward. A faint echo flickers for less than a second. He squints. Probably interference, someone mutters. No alarm sounds. No alert is triggered. Because what just slipped through Iranian airspace is something their radars were never designed to see. Hundreds of kilometers away, high above the dark Mediterranean, a formation of F-35I aircraft belonging to the Israeli Air Force slices silently through the night. Their radar signatures are nearly invisible. Inside the cockpits, Israeli pilots monitor glowing digital maps. Each aircraft carries precision-guided munitions designed for one mission only: erase Iran's air defense network. Back in Kermanshah, the radar operator taps the screen again. The echo is gone. For a moment, the room relaxes. Then another screen suddenly flickers. And another. Within seconds, the entire radar display fills with static. Something is very, very wrong. April 14th, 2024. Western Iran. The radar room outside Kermanshah erupts into confusion. Operators lean toward their consoles as the green radar sweep begins to fragment. Entire sections of the display flicker and vanish. The sweeping beam that once painted a clean circle across the screen now skips and stutters like a broken heartbeat. Signal loss, someone shouts. But outside the bunker, the radars are still spinning. On the ridge above the base, the tall surveillance array of an S-300 battery continues its slow mechanical rotation, scanning the night sky. It has no idea it is already under attack. Hundreds of kilometers away, inside the cockpit of a F-35I, a pilot watches a targeting box lock onto the radar site. The aircraft sensors have already mapped every antenna, every command truck, every missile launcher belonging to the Israeli Air Force target list. The pilot speaks calmly over encrypted radio. Target confirmed. Under the wings of the stealth fighter, a precision glide bomb releases into the darkness. It falls silently for several seconds before its guidance fins deploy. Back on the mountain outside Kermanshah, the radar operators never see it coming. The bomb strikes the radar array with a flash of white light. The explosion rips the spinning antenna from its base, sending twisted metal tumbling across the hillside. Shockwaves slam into the concrete bunker below. Inside the command room, every radar screen instantly goes black. For several seconds, there is only silence. Then the backup systems begin screaming. Across Western Iran, the same thing is happening. One by one, radar sites blink off the network. Missile batteries that once formed a defensive shield around the country are being erased before they can even launch. And this is only the first wave. April 14th, 2024. Minutes after the strike near Kermanshah, Iran's Western Air Defense Command attempts to understand what just happened. Phones ring across the operations floor. Officers shout coordinates. Technicians frantically attempt to reconnect severed radar feeds. But the network is collapsing faster than anyone can react. Across Western Iran, radar stations tied into the national air defense grid suddenly go offline. Entire sectors of the country's airspace turn into blind zones. At another missile battery near Hamadan, soldiers rush outside as smoke rises from a nearby communications truck. Moments earlier, a precision weapon struck the antenna array that linked their launches to regional command. Without radar guidance, their missiles are useless. On a nearby hillside, the long cylindrical launch tubes of another S-300 battery sit perfectly aligned toward the sky, ready to fire, but unable to see. Inside their vehicles, Iranian crews desperately tried to activate backup radar. But the strikes were not random. Israeli planners had spent months studying every node of Iran's air defense network. Radar stations, command bunkers, fiber optic relays, and mobile missile batteries. Now the attack unfolds with surgical precision. High above the clouds, more F-35I Adir aircraft glide deeper into Iranian airspace. Their sensors share targeting data across encrypted links with other aircraft from the Israeli Air Force. The pilots barely need to speak. Each jet knows exactly which radar must die next. Another bomb releases. Then another. Hundreds of kilometers away, at a command center outside Tehran, Iranian officers watch their national radar maps slowly dissolve into darkness. Green icons representing air defense sites begin disappearing one after another. For years, these systems have been advertised as an impenetrable shield. Now the shield is shattering in real time, and the attackers are only getting started. April 14, 2024. 30,000 feet above the dark ridgelines of the Zagros Mountains. A pair of F-35I Adir aircraft streak silently across the Iranian night. Their engines produce only a distant whisper against the cold wind ripping over the mountains. Inside the cockpit, the pilot's helmet visor displays a glowing three-dimensional battlefield map. Red markers indicate active radar threats. Most of them are already gone, destroyed. Below them, another Iranian radar installation near Sanandaj continues scanning the sky, unaware that it has become the next target. The radar dish turns slowly, mechanically, searching. But stealth aircraft do not appear on its screen. The pilot steadies the jet. Targeting sensors lock onto the radar truck and its generator vehicles parked beside a concrete bunker. The entire air defense site is laid out clearly on the aircraft's display. A quiet voice fills the cockpit from the encrypted network of the Israeli Air Force. Battery confirmed. Cleared to engage. The pilot presses a single switch. A precision-guided munition drops from the internal weapons bay. For several seconds, nothing happens. Then far below, the radar crew hears a distant whistle cutting through the night. They look up, confused. The explosion arrives before they can react. The blast tears through the radar array, shredding cables and launching pieces of metal across the hillside. A fireball rises into the darkness as burning debris rains across the installation. Across Iran's western provinces, similar explosions ripple through the night. Radar towers collapse. Missile batteries lose power. Command links go silent. Inside the air defense headquarters near Tehran, officers stare at the growing void on their screens. Entire sectors of the country are now blind. And through those gaps, more aircraft are already approaching. April 15, 2024. Early morning. Air Defense headquarters outside Tehran. The command floor is filled with overlapping voices. Large digital maps show Iran's national air defense grid, once a web of radar stations, missile batteries, and communication relays stretching across the country. Now the map looks like it has been eaten away. Entire sections have vanished. Colonels and radar technicians stare at blank sectors where systems once stood. Calls to Western Command posts go unanswered. Several radar sites near Kermanshah and Hamadan have stopped transmitting entirely. No radar. No communications. No confirmation of what destroyed them. Far above the clouds, the reason moves silently through Iranian airspace. More F-35I Adir aircraft sweep across the country, scanning for any radar that has managed to survive the night. Each aircraft continuously feeds targeting data through the secure network of the Israeli Air Force. One by one, surviving air defense nodes are identified and eliminated. Near the western city of Sanandaj, a mobile radar unit attempts to power up its backup antenna. The rotating dish completes barely half a turn before a missile slams into the vehicle. Flames engulf the truck as stunned soldiers dive for cover. By midday, the pattern becomes clear. The attackers are not striking randomly. They are carving a path. A corridor through Iranian airspace where radar coverage is nearly non-existent. Back inside the Tehran command bunker, an officer studies the growing blind zone stretching across western Iran. He realizes something terrifying. The strikes against radar and missile batteries were never the final objective. They were preparation, a way to open the sky. because once the defenses are gone, much larger waves of aircraft can follow.